5 games left in the NBA regular season, and the Knicks are 2 games away from clinching their second playoff berth in 3 seasons. But as you all know, they're going to have to do it without All-Star Julius Randle. New York Post's Peter Botte has an article on the Post about Randle and how the Knicks can get into the playoffs, and he's out in Cleveland right now ahead of tonight's game against the Cavaliers. Peter, thanks for joining us. Can you give us the status on Randle's ankle injury, and what are you hearing about how long that he could be out?
Hi, Brandon. The Knicks had said yesterday that they will reevaluate Randle's ankle in 2 weeks, which essentially puts him out at a minimum for the final 5 games of the regular season. Obviously, he's been very durable for them. He's played the first 77 games at an all-star level, really, 25 points per game and 10 rebounds per game. So that's something that the Knicks are going to have to replace. Now, when a team says a guy's going to be reevaluated in 2 weeks, that doesn't mean he's going to be back in 2 weeks, right? So the playoffs are scheduled to start on either April 15th or April 16th, as long as the Knicks steer clear of the 7-10 play-in situation. And Wednesday's win over Miami all but assured that. There's still a small mathematical chance of them falling into 7th, but they would have to lose out in the Heat, and the Nets would have to tie them essentially in a 3-way tie for the Knicks to fall out of it. But here's the question, right? If this was in December, that reevaluation in 2 weeks, probably you would add at least another week onto that for Randle to ramp it back up. Now you wonder what happens now if in 2 weeks they say, okay, let's try it. And if Randle can tolerate the pain and if he's ready for the start of the playoffs. But I mean, to me, a reevaluation in 2 weeks means the Knicks fans and the Knicks need to brace themselves for maybe starting the playoffs without their leading scorer.
Knicks fans hearing that, like, why can't we have nice things? I mean, they've gone without Jalen Brunson for some time, and they've gone without other players. But now tonight is going to be their first test without Julius Randle. So if you're Coach Tibbs, what lineups or rotations do you go with to replace his production?
Well, I think if they went straight with the next man up mantra that they've gone with all season when other guys have been out of the lineup, most recently with quickly replacing Jalen Brunson in the starting lineup when he was sidelined. You would think it would be second team power forward Obi Toppin as the starter. But for me, I think even if Toppin plays a few more minutes per game, I could see Tom Thibodeau going with that smaller kind of unit that he played in for the entire fourth quarter Wednesday night against the Heat, with both Josh Hart and R.J. Barrett and Quentin Grimes on the floor. And you got to remember, like, Brunson wasn't even part of that group with quickly running the point. So I think you could see somebody like Josh Hart like playing 38, 40 minutes beginning Friday night in Cleveland. And even if Toppin starts, I don't think necessarily that he's going to get the bulk of those minutes.
All right, 5 games left in the regular season. You kind of touched on this question earlier about how his injury is going to affect their playoff push and their seeding. Can the Knicks get out of the first round without Julius Randle?
I think it would be a tall order. Right now, it looks like they're pretty much pegged to play the Cavaliers, which would make for an interesting storyline, right? The Knicks tried to obtain Donovan Mitchell last summer. He ended up in Cleveland. So it would be a tough matchup. I know former Net Jarrett Allen is doubtful for tonight for Cleveland. But they play with a big front court with Allen and Mobley. So it'd be interesting to see how the Knicks could line up with the Cavs in that first round series. And it would definitely be much tougher with Randle out of the lineup.
Well, it goes down tonight at 7:30. Knicks Cavs out in Cleveland. Peter, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Brandon. Anytime.